You have one new message. First message sent today at 4:10 p.m.
Babe, are you watching the news? Check it out and call me back. That car looks familiar, and I've been trying to reach Sandra, and she's not answering. Honey, call me back, please.
A single-car accident occurred today on I-17 just north of Phoenix near Sunset Point. The accident occurred southbound on the I-17 around 3 p.m., a few miles north of Black Canyon City. Eyewitnesses detail how the vehicle traveled down the highway, and the driver seemed to lose control. Then the car careened over the embankment, falling 50 feet to the rocky basin below.
Personal Journal, Cynthia Young. It has been a year since we lost our beloved colleague, Sandra Blum. We're pressing on and have picked up the pieces. I'm back in Phoenix to continue helping as much as possible. The Arizona chapter has grown over the years to be my second family.
One of the key founders of the CUPIC organization is Cynthia Young. A child prodigy, she was born in Los Angeles, California. At 15, she attended UC Berkeley and did her postgraduate studies at Stanford University. She met Dr. Nevin in one of his astronomy classes, and he admired her for her keen and open mind. In the early to mid-'80s, she was assisting Dr. Nevin with his earlier investigations. Today, besides running the CUPIC organization, she is a professor at the Pacific Institute of Technology, just north of Los Angeles. Cynthia's experience and expertise is essential for filling the void left by the passing of Sandra.
I will be here until Joanna comes back from Hawaii, be about a month or so.
And they will need to help because of the vast amount of sighting reports that have been received at the CUPIC AZ office.
In the meantime, we'll discuss the recent rash of sightings that have been gripping the valley.
Although they are not the only types of reports that CUPIC receive, cases involving strange flying objects are the most prominent. From strange lights in the sky, unknown metallic shapes, and fiery objects, hundreds of reports flood the CUPIC AZ office. In 1953, the United States Air Force introduced Regulation 200-2, establishing procedure for information pertaining to the investigation of UFOs, an acronym for a newly coined term, unidentified flying objects, which describes any object observed in the sky that is not readily identifiable. The term has become widely used by civilians as well as the military. Although most UFOs reported are later identified as conventional objects like stars, planets, terrestrial spacecraft and equipment, and aircraft, there are still those reports that remain unidentified. CUPIC AZ investigate these reports and leave no stone unturned.
Gavin married Johanna shortly after graduating from Cal State Long Beach in 1988. He then took a job with the FAA.
My job? I'm a supervisor and air traffic controller. I supervised a number of controllers at a TCC.
In 2002, he began assisting his wife, Johanna, at CUPIC AZ. He has since become a very knowledgeable and competent investigator.
Before Gavin left for his assignment in California, he made a personal journal and talked about the wave of recent reports of sightings.
We're still receiving a flood of reports regarding mysterious diamond-shaped and triangular craft in the area in the skies at night. We have been inundated with reports of delta, triangle, and diamond-shaped UFOs. Wedge-shaped objects that are seen sometimes at night, in the middle of the day, and at twilight. There was a sighting that occurred in broad daylight. It involved Marcella Darville, a resident of Peoria, Arizona, west of Phoenix. Late in the afternoon, when she had just returned home from doing some light grocery shopping, she noticed that the sun was shining off of what was seemingly a high-flying delta-shaped object. It moved slow at first, then it took off at a high rate of speed towards the northwest. Another sighting of a flying wedge occurred on the west side of Phoenix.
My name is Chris Lopez, and I live in West Phoenix. It was late in the afternoon, and I was with my fiancée, Liz Alvarez. We were standing outside of her parents' house, who lived in Maryville. We were talking about our trip to Hawaii, which we were leaving for the next day. We were really excited about it. Liz noticed something in the sky. She thought it was an airliner. We are in the flight path of Sky Harbor. I noticed that it wasn't a passenger jet at all. It was shaped like a wedge or a flying wing. There was no noise coming from this that we could hear. We watched this thing as it flew almost overhead. It was moving toward the south. There was just no sound. It disappeared behind the trees. As we were trying to figure out what it was, 2 military jets flew overhead, following the same flight path. You definitely knew they were jets because of the roar of their engines as they moved through the sky.
Some of the eyewitnesses have also reported that these crafts are escorted by fighter jets. There are a number of military installations around the Phoenix area, and it is not strange to see military aircraft in the skies above the city. Are these sightings attributed to the military test flights of some top-secret aircraft? Cross-checking with other CUPIC chapters, I find it interesting that these objects are occurring all over the place, like California, Nevada, and parts of Utah as well. I will continue to help with the investigations until the time comes when I have to leave for a special assignment in Northern California. We are fortunate to have Cynthia here to help us out until Joanna returns from Hawaii.
Yes, we're short-handed, but what I heard about the Arizona chapter is it's old news to them. I do know that despite being understaffed, they do persevere. They are one of the top chapters in the whole CUPIC organization. Next to LA, of course.